Very good evening to all. Welcome to the day 28 session. Good evening to all. Good evening to everyone. Thanks for joining the class. Muktada sir, good evening. Menaka, good evening. Sangeeta, good evening. Vaishnavi, good evening. Tony Claude, good evening. Zohar, good evening. Bola, good evening. Pranay Kumar, good evening. Bal Kumar, good evening. Pranay Kumar, good evening. Manjula, good evening. Once again, good evening to all people. Thanks for joining for the class. Sri Krishna, good evening. Very good evening to all people. Welcome to the day 28 session. Narayan Murthy, good evening. Neeraj Kumar, good evening, good evening. Welcome to the day 28 class. We can continue the session for the day 28. So as per the requirement schedule, what we are having exactly with that. Once again, thanks to all people. Thanks for joining for the class here. Lavanya, good evening. Jitendra, good evening. Neeraj Kumar, good evening. Hope my voice is audible and the screen is visible. Welcome to all people for the day 28 of the Prompt Engineering Masterclass. Welcome to all people. Good evening all. Shivmani, good evening. Deepika, good evening. Very good evening to all people. Welcome to the day 28 session. And tomorrow and after tomorrow you're having the sessions. So Sunday will be the last session. You'll get the all requirements in between what you're having exactly. And tomorrow and day after tomorrow we'll discuss about the little bit big application along with the remaining requirements. Very good evening to all. Welcome to the class. Having any doubts in between, just keep the message. We'll see the doubts now, and after completion of the class we will discuss about the doubts. Very good evening to all people. Good evening to all. Yeah, let us start the session. Having any requirement, just keep the message. Then after completion of the class we will start. Hari Prasad, good evening. Let's start the session for today. Welcome to the day 28 masterclass for the prompt engineering. And here we are discussing about some extra requirements what we are following daily. So we are at a week 4, and today will be about the domain specific based medical diagnosis assistant. So based on the assistants, you are having so many of the assistant. So today we are just going through with the diagnosis of the assistant. So I will show you with prompt based with the LLM models what we are having the diagnosis based assistant based having the requirement how you can do, and apart from that whatever you having the database with that particular database you can see only with the natural language processing with some particular machine learning models. So I will show you the both comparison here, then you can understand why the generation process is important for the future. So welcome to the day 28. So today we are discussing about the medical diagnosis assistant. So what is the meaning of this requirement? So here we have to check the requirements of the particular medical based, diagnosis based. What is the meaning of the diagnosis exactly? Having any problems or predictions, or you want to identify something, or you want to know something, and the diagnosis based is important. So here you are having actually two parts of the information, sir, whenever you're taking this particular data. So what is the first step means, whenever you're taking the input, you have to do the diagnosis, means whether the person having the disease or not, whether the person is in a normal situation or abnormal situation. Later you can give the suggestions whatever you need, later you can give the treatment analysis whatever you want to do exactly, but first you should know which type of problem you are having exactly. So that purpose here today discussing about the all requirements. So diagnosis process for the medical sector areas. So many of medicals, diagnosis sectors will be there. That may be not only for the medical, any of product you can take, any of other requirement you can take, all are diagnosis based. So in that particular area, main requirement for the human being, so we should proceed with the medical diagnosis. Previously, if you need any requirement, we should go to the hospital and we should consult the doctor. Then later they'll give you the some diagnosis. They will identify the problem what you're having exactly. Based on that, you will get the some treatment. Whether you need this treatment, whether you need the tablets, medicine you need, or you are having the normal situation or medium situation or severe situation, or can't control the situation. So like that they can do some identifications because of the diagnosis. That's a process in present days you can follow with the online process, and as well as some sensing element based, right? That purpose here today we are just going through with the we are having many of the options, but in that particular area I am trying to take here medical diagnosis assistant is nothing but what. So actually the main thing you have to understand one thing, the assistant is nothing but whatever we have created or whatever you got, that particular thing is working for you, means whatever you're asking the question, it's trying to give the answer. But here that is about the medical based today. So why you want to take this particular medical assistant means the simple thing, how the nurse need in the same manner you can use this personal assistant, because it has already some particular pre-trained information with the LLM models in a background. So when you're entering some particular input, based on that particular input, it can try to give your output to you because of the comparison of your input question with the database question. So that will be the important thing here. So let us start with the introduction of this particular medical diagnosis based. So an AI driven tool providing the quick and reliable preliminary medical diagnosis using the domain specific prompts, means what, you're having so many of options in a present days for the online. In that particularly your database should be only with the medical information, that is only I'm giving here using domain specific prompts, that we have to mention here properly. So that is the main intro of part. So before going to this particular requirement, why need? So here I want to take some particular thing. So here I want to take some particular information. That purpose I'm trying to take here one thing. Actually we are having some particular apps and particular websites regarding for requirement. So here we can try with that whether it will come or not. Actually we are having the Apple app. So like that, here it will be available or not, we will check. I too don't know, we'll want to check. So previously we have used a app for this particular purpose. Now we can check it. So we can see the options here, then later we can check with that. Okay, so like that actually we are having the option. You can see, for example, if you are taking this particular information, then it can try to assist you as like that about the corona something symptom statement. And I'm just clicking on the symptom statement, and here you can see it's showing these are the symptoms. So should I see a doctor or visit a hospital? How do I make I'm infected with that? And what should I get a view and corona risk check? I'm just clicking on the corona check, risk check. So please select your age gap, it's asking. So I'm just clicking on some particular age. So later please select your gender. So after that it's showing having any problems with that. So I'm just clicking on this. So having any fever, high fever, moderate fever and low fever. So I'm selecting this one. Means what? So this is about the Apollo based. You're having some assistant. How you're having the diagnosis based assistant in a same manner that diagnosis based only. So this Apollo, they have invented the every website of the medical having. So here you can see. So are you having a dry cough? Okay, I'm just clicking on it. Yes. So is it a severe? I'm just going through with the yes. So here you can see it's showing there is a risky of the associated with the basis of your response. Means what? So here this is the assistant. Okay, in that particular assistant, I'm just selecting of particular option what I'm having the problem with me. So then later it's asking, I'm just taking the symptoms what I'm having exactly, and I want to check. That's why I asked here symptoms and treatment. Then later I'm clicking on the corona risk and select your age group it said. So what is the meaning of this particular information? After selecting of your problem, what is the meaning of this one? Means it can try to diagnose based on your particular input details whatever you're giving. So that's why I'm just giving my input details 20 to 40 and gender, and it's asking these diseases hypertension, diabetes and heart based, chronic based, any problems will be there. Means I said yes. Then later, are you having the fever? Yes. So that too high fever I'm having, I kept. Okay, so are you having dry cough? Means difficulty in a breathing. Means I said yes. Then later, is it by 24 last 24 hours how you are getting with the severity or not? Means I said yes. So all I have given the severity levels. That's why, so based on my situations I have given, then it will be reported here. It's given the report automatically. So like these type of the assistants will be there, or some suggestions assistants will be there. We are taking today suggestions based assistant for us. So here you can see this particular era is trying to give some particular information. Do you want to retake the question runner? Means yes, I am giving. Okay, please select your age group I am taking. So now I am taking 20 to 40 only. So it's asking about the male or female. I am just selecting the female. Then it's asking having the problem or anything. I am just keeping the no. Then having the fever means I am saying like moderate fever. Then later, is there any difficulty for the breathing? Means I am saying no. So contact with the corona having the last 14 days? No. So are you healthcare worker? No. So it's saying, so the stay indoor, just please stay indoor, stay healthy, and you just visit, contact these particular details, and your risk levels is very low. What is the meaning of that? How is giving exactly this particular details means? So based on your input details, it's trying to create the report in a same manner. Today also we are trying to just go in a same manner, that we are just showing a small user interface. Okay, so actually here it's not about the small, we have taken the LLM models directly, that's why the coding part will be the less. So now we can go through with the presentation part, what we are discussing exactly. So now I want to tell why you need to go through with this particular diagnosis based assistant means ensure the faster, accessible and accurate preliminary diagnosis for the patients and as well as the doctors. What is the meaning of that? Now can you observe, if you want to check those details, okay, so definitely you should take the hospital, previously I have taken the Apollo healthcare based, right, with the assistant of Apollo healthcare. If you're not taking like that any online options or something, if you're having any problem means what you will think, definitely I have something like that, then directly you should go and you should take the appointment, then you have to go some particular processor. If you are checking here itself with your input details, because sometimes they will think like in the present days you can see every people are getting some particular problems with the breathing problems and heart strokes. Okay, like based on the percentage of the heart stroke also you can see after COVID we are having so many of problems with the we are just facing the problems with the heart stroke and something like that because of the COVID. Because previously if you are having any problems also it doesn't take that much of effect, but now why it's taking means because of the COVID, so we are getting the weak, because of that we are getting some heart strokes who are having the people, right? So why I want to tell this information means, because so if if we are having the regular cough also, if you are having the normal fever also, the people are thinking even they are getting the breathing problem or they are getting the chest pain also, they are thinking like they are having some problem with the heart. If it is coming continuously, that problem will come. If it is coming only just one time it's going off means we don't want to take that much of pressure. That's why whatever you're having some particular input details, so you can go through with the online setup tools, what you're having the websites or like assistant based with the apps or websites, then you can give some input details, then based on that it can say whether you want to go to the hospital or not. Okay, so that is the main important thing here. So why we want to use here means that is only, so it can give the faster, ensures the faster is nothing but that is only. Accessible means easily you can ask the question, then it can try to give the answer. And we here accurate preliminary we are taking means it's diagnosing easily, whether it is diagnosing easily or not. At the end of the time you can see it showing the risky or it's showing low risky, that is only the diagnosis part, right? So how it's doing the diagnosis, because it has already in a background with some particular pre-trained information, that's why it's trying to give the answer, right? So that type of options will be there for the patients and as well as the doctors, so that's why we have to use. Okay, but why you are using that one, why you have started that exactly means because of this particular problem statement. What is a particular problem statement? Healthcare diagnosis is low and costly, but the main important thing is costly, so inaccessible in remote regions. Okay, so what you're having the facing of the problems before online process means, if you don't have the, just think like that previously if you don't have any online process we are getting so many of the problems with that, but now you are having the online contact with the doctor, or you can go through with the assistants like what I have shown, right? So the type of the problems you are having, so diagnosis is also very less, we can't identify properly and cost will be very high because appointment purpose only they'll take too much of the cost, then inaccessible in remote regions also not possible. But now to reduce this problem in present days all people are going through with the future enhancement process, that is only the main objective part of the problem statement we have reduced because of this objective. What is the main objective of this particular concept means, we have to build an AI power systems for the accurate, so very important thing, ethical. So here we are taking multilingual medicinal based diagnosis process we have to take. Okay, so here like that we are just taking here the particular requirement what you have to discuss here. So that is the main important thing here. The main objective of the concept is it should be accurate, it should be ethical, it should give the diagnosis support to the human being properly when they are searching for something. So that's why this is very, very important. So if you want to do that particular era, what you have to follow the system architecture. So what will be the system architecture exactly? So you have to take the user interface, whatever you need with your particular designing part, but you have to enter your input details, particular prompt, what you have designed. So in that you can see system processing, symptom processing engine. Just to see the particular words, symptom processing engine. Then downside it's giving output recommendations, LLM based prompt system, medical knowledge based. What is the meaning of this particular architecture means? Whenever you're trying to enter some particular informations, hi, you're saying means what is the use of the diagnosis assistant. You can say it to hi to any of people also. You're asking for the food means what is the use of that, right? So that purpose, if you want to ask anything for the particular requirement, you have to follow some particular details. What is that particular details means? This is only symptom processing engine. If you want to go through with a medical base, then definitely you have to allocate some particular keywords, right? How system should know. Even you are just going to the hospital and you are asking to them, I came here just for some particular requirement. What is your particular requirement? Whether you are having the fever or having any diagnosis problems with the diabetic based, or you are having any other type of the problems. So they will ask some particular questions means you have to give that particular symptoms exactly. Seriously, you can see if I open this particular Apollo also, I have opened the Apollo right here. So what is the meaning of that? These are like symptoms, because it's taking just a appointment with the age and with the particular gender, but later if I want to identify, I want to do the diagnosis means the symptoms will be very important, whether it is normal or medium or very severe. So every situation we have to take in the same manner. So that purpose here, you have to mention your particular symptoms in the input prompt. Then only it can check with the LLM based along with the medical based information. Then finally it can try to give the output that may be recommendation or diagnosis. Two options I said. So here the diagnosis assistant we have given, but sometimes it can do the diagnosis like this, the person having the low risky or high risky. Then later it can try to do the recommendation also. That is based on your particular question, it can try to give the answer. So that purpose you have to follow like this. So this is the system architecture, whatever you are following for the particular requirement. Coming to the conclusion and the future scope. What you have to know for the main motto of this particular concept means we have to reduce the problems what you are facing in a present days. That is the main thing, right? So apart from that, having any other requirement means yes, we have. So we have to communicate with the doctor. Maybe we are having the normal situation or abnormal situation. Everything I just want to find out. That purpose I have to take this particular requirement. Right? So that purpose here I am taking the particular requirement what I want to take. Okay. So that is the main motto of this particular requirement. If I want to make an offline AI agent with the downloadable model and how I should code that. So till now whatever you're taking that you can connect for the offline process also. Just we have to load whatever you're having the model from the Hugging Face, then you can connect. If you want to use a realistic manner means we have to give this API link to our website designing part, then we can work how we are working in a mobile apps or how we are working in a normal offline setup software tools, we can work for it. So that purpose if you want to do means the same process you can do for the offline also, no problem. That will be, we should go through with the any of online Python software platforms for the coding part. And for the realistic purpose, you have to do means you just follow the API link. You have to create how we created before yesterday. So like that you have to give, and that link you have to allocate in your particular app or some website what you have created. So conclusion is the main mode of the thing. We have to do the diagnosis, if it possible the recommendations. What will be the future scope means, in the same manner how you are doing the communicating to the doctor, like the AI part entire it should do as like a generative process as like a human being. Exactly, you can see in a particular questions, sometimes you are giving the question, it's trying to give the answer, but it's saying just to try to take the input details. It's giving exactly from that options only I can select. Apart from that I can't select, right? So it's not like that for the future. And you can't see the Google, I mean the assistant will be like this. You can see some particular video based assistant to communicate properly. So that is for the future scope purpose we are taking here. So coming to the next, we have to focus on the main task for today. So what is the main task? What is our application? What is our use case means? Diagnosis part we have to follow. That purpose here I want to go with my particular details of the coding part, but before going to the coding part, just I want to follow some particular details. So what is that particular details means? I just want to follow my steps for coding part. So this is about the diagnosis based. Now you can see the same manner what we have discussed, that you can see for the purpose of the notepad steps. So I don't want to take the more time for the steps, because so we are just following the steps, but in a different way we are following one or two steps that we have to give. So here I am taking here our requirement for today is medical based, right? So medical based diagnosis I have to do. So that purpose I am just going to here. So here I am just giving, today our use case will be medical based diagnosis assistant. Here you have to install some particular libraries whatever you need, then later you have to import the required libraries after installing, otherwise is not possible to do the process of this particular thing. So actually in a realistic world, simply you can see the assistants directly because of the user interfaces. But here we are not going with only by seeing of the output. We are seeing the backend code and front end code, everything will be there. Then how you are working for the real time applications, we are seeing output results at the end of the time. So both we are doing here, the coding part and as well as seeing the output directly. So that's why we have to know these particular steps. Then later you have to load your particular selective prompt with your LLM model. After that you have to load retrain the particular selective model. Then you have to enter your input. That input will connect with definitely with the NLP, natural language processing, to enhance your particular input. Then later that input you can connect as per the system architecture with the LLM models. Then it can check and then it can try to give the output to you. After completion of that one, it can try to give the answer with diagnosis or recommendation. Sometimes it can do good the recommendations also. Then later you have to go through the installation of the requirements with the API key. Then later you can go through the coding part and finally you can see the results. So these are the steps what you want to follow. The steps we can follow with the coding part setup now. So now here I am just opening the particular requirement. So here what you want to do means you have to follow the steps. But before following the steps, how to open? So just go to the Google Colab and there you can create the new notebook and later you can open. In the first cell you can write up the code, or if you want to split the code also you can split the code here. So that is the process. But before executing the step, I am trying to give here one particular option. What is that particular option means? Here I am just going to the runtime. I want to check with the manage sessions, having any other sessions will be there or not, because sometimes you can see it's taking too much of particular time. That's why I am just removing all requirements. So now I am just going to this one and If you want to change the run type also, you can change, otherwise sometimes automatically it can take. Here you can see which one you are taking, Python 3 or another language. So here automatically the language will be the Python only, we are just saving on it. Now you have to start your coding part. What is the first step? You want to install some particular libraries, that is about the Gradio and as well as transformers. So actually we are having so many options in this prompt engineering to work. So we are just following some particular requirements, what we are connecting day by day, our applications. Okay, that's why we are following here the Gradio and transformers like that. Apart from that, many will be there also, right? So we have seen some particular time how you can create API keys from the OpenAI and as well as Gemini, and how you can use like that, right? So here we are just going through with this particular requirement for today. So Gradio you are taking and shortcut you are giving as GR. Then later you are taking the transformers, and from the transformers you are taking the pipeline. Okay, so installation will be completed. Then later you have to import your particular libraries. Otherwise, if you are not importing the libraries, it is not possible to work on your particular concept whatever you're doing. Then later you have to load your models. After loading, you have to do the retrain process by using of the pipelining from the transformers. Why you are taking the transformers means that is one type of the model in a LLM model, right? So because from the transformers you can take any of the LLM models, GPT model, BERT model, BART model, T5 model, and Distilbert, Albert. Okay, so any type of models what you're having, exactly LLMA, all models you can take from the transformers. So these transformers will be workable for the LLM models only. So actually don't forget the particular keywords what we are using. Okay, so here in a pipelining process, text to text generation type of the prompt I'm selecting, and my model I'm selecting will be Google Flan T5 small. So text to text generation based I'm selecting of the LLM model. Now I'm just doing the pipelining process, then I'm keeping in particular variable of the generator. So installation, importing, loading and retraining of the model completed. Now I want to take the defining function to get the output option. That purpose here I given diagnosis. If you want to diagnosis, which one is important? Symptoms are important. That's why I have given the variable name as a symptoms. So here I'm just taking the prompt. What you want to enter in that particular prompt. So patient reports you want to get, but if you want to get the patient report means based on that which one you will get based on the symptoms. So provide the possible causes and self-care. I mean whatever you want to give, just you can follow the symptoms, that's it. Then whatever you're entering some particular input details in your prompt, the prompt you're combining with your generator part, then it can try to give the output with the maximum length of the 120 tokens and the number of return sequence of 1, and generator text will be output. Then you should return to the output result, it should display the output result. This is the defining function. So here we have created the defining function. Is it any option here to call the defining function? No. When you want to call in a user interface, when you are clicking on the button, then the button you are clicking means it should connect to this defining function. Means when you are clicking the button, then this particular, or when you are clicking on that particular live link, there this particular diagnosis process will start. So when you're clicking on the particular button, then it can start to diagnosis, and it can start to give the output to you what you are asking the question. So at the time there we are calling the function whatever you have created here, the defining function, then it will work there, not here, just you are defining the function, that's it. So now I am taking the Gradio with the GR interface, and here I am taking diagnosis is the output. Input what you want to take. So input purpose you have given here the prompt symptoms particular variable, but if you want to enter that particular symptoms in a particular prompt, then you have to take some particular box. In that box you have to enter. That purpose I am taking in that particular placeholder, whatever you are having exactly, there you just see some particular information. Then the text you are just keeping into the inputs. Now you want to get the output will be which is in the format of text. I am giving here the assistant title name will be medical diagnosis assistant. So then later the description it can give based on your particular requirements. So now demo.launch is nothing but what? It can start the process. So like that, this is the main important thing what you are discussing. So you have to install the libraries, importing and loading the model, defining function. You should go to with the user interface process. So we can take big type of the designing parts also, but so we can't complete within 1 hour. Okay, that's why we are taking. So as per the requirement, how much you can understand, based on that I have taken the designing part. So that's all. If you want to execute, you can click on this button. Otherwise you can use shift enter. Otherwise you can use go to the runtime and click on the run selected cell. Okay, so here I'm just clicking and I'm just clicking on this particular play button symbol. If you are starting the execution of this particular cell, you can see here it's showing control plus enter you can use, or shift plus enter also you can use. So here if you are starting this particular executing of this particular button of this particular cell of the Google Colab notebook, then definitely it can start the installation of the libraries. Then later it can start to load the model files what you are having exactly with the model of Google Flan T5 small. So I'm just keeping this one in a comment line. Okay, so now I'm just going to the Hugging Face. From this Hugging Face, you just check whether it will be okay or not, whether it will be there or not, any options will be there. Here I'm having some particular options. Simply you just take the name, that's it. Then you can come to here. How it's coming exactly? Because of just copying the name, then directly you're getting the output means no. That keyword of the model will be available in your transformers. From the transformers, you are loading this particular model. So that's why we have to check properly. Okay, so you can check any type of the model here. I'm just taking the first model what I'm having. Again I'm checking here. So this is about for checking of the models. Here the last one also there, I'm taking this one. But sometimes based on your designing part, it may available or not, we have to check, that's it. Okay, so here you can see the installation is completed and loading the model files are starting. So device to set up this and like that, then later you can click on this particular link. After clicking on the link, what you want to do? So just you have to enter here, yes, I have fever. So you have to enter some particular symptoms like that. Then you can click on the submit button. So based on that, it can try to give the answer. Okay, so like that it can try to give the output to you. You can clear it off. Then later you can click on the use via API key. Then you can copy this one. You can come to this coding part, go downside. So in a realistic world, we are using this setup only. We can't take the, we don't want to take entire coding part what you are seeing in upside. Directly you can take this particular small coding part with the API key process. So that we are just loading here, then you can execute this one. So now you are getting the link. So it will be available up to 1 week. This link also will be available up to 1 week. Up to 1 week you can execute this particular link, and wherever you want to open, you can open the link. Like as like a website process, how you are using, no? So for the website, they'll give 6 months or 1 year like that. Here we are just taking this particular user interface with the website as 1 week. So here we have used this particular model, right? So now what I want to do means, I want to change the particular model what I have taken. So that purpose what I'm taking, so I'm just trying to take another model here. Just to simply we will check it. Okay, so here I have given this one. I have changed the model. Okay, why it's loading again? Okay, HTTP error like that. So the model is not taking, we can check with another model also. So like that you can change the models and you can work for it. But you have to check whether the model is available or not, whether a model is working for you or not, like that. So here you are changing means opposite, here also I think you have to change. That's why it's not coming. So you can change the models based on your requirements. So I'm changing the model. So I'm just doing the restart again, then I can see my output results. So it's loading. Actually I didn't give properly the particular name, that's why it's not giving. Okay, so you can see the output results by changing of that particular requirement. Then later you can create the key process like that, then you can proceed. Not only this type of key process, we are having 2-3 options. Tomorrow I will show you different API key creation options. Okay, yeah, that's all for today. Having any doubts, you can keep the message here. So otherwise you just proceed with this particular requirement. Okay, having any doubts, you can keep the message in chat box. And yeah, day 28 attendance also we have provided. Please go through ahead. So attendance will be provided only that particular day. Okay, please check with that attendance link what you're taking. Okay, yesterday's one today need means like that is not possible, because who are searching for the live, for the people only having the possibility to give the attendance, right? Just please follow the attendance link. Please complete that attendance process as early as possible. So that's all for today. Having any doubts, you can keep the message. And yeah, please keep the message. Having any doubts, then we can proceed with that. Johar, thank you. Narayan Murthy, thank you. Sumati, thank you. Pranay Kumar, thank you. And Johar, thank you. Manjula, thank you. And Amit, thank you. Manavalan sir, thank you. Shruti, thank you. Patel, Nihala, Shiva, thank you. Subendran, thank you. Mohan Pranav, thank you. Anji, thank you. Sadgur, thank you. Yeah, thanks for joining off session here. Bharatraj sir, thank you. Divakar, thank you. Kumar, thank you. Monica, thank you. Rahul, thank you. Manmeet, yeah, hi, thank you. Swati, thank you. Deepika, thank you. Hariprasad, Deepika. So Jitendra, yeah, thank you to all people. Thanks for joining for the class here. Pranav, thank you. Pranavi, thank you. Asha, thank you. Yeah, having any problems and having any doubt, just keep the message here. I will wait for you. And before that, I want to say, just please check the attendance link, just follow it. And don't get worried if you are thinking like the class is completing within 2 days and having any other programmings means, yes, we have. So again, if you want to attend the sessions in a same manner, I will be available for the next class from the September 1st to 30. So same timing 6 to 7 you can see, and that will be about the data analytics with the R programming. I think hope you have seen the data analytics with the Power BI and Tableau as like without any coding part. But in a realistic world, if you're taking a big companies like what you're taking IBM, Google, Infosys, anything, so they're not only taking the data analytic tools only with the designing of that visualizations and all. Sometimes they have to take some statistical analysis and some particular calculations for that. Okay, so definitely that purpose we have to use some particular languages. So how the Python is easy to work for the these many type of predictions or something like that. In a same manner you want to work for the statistical analysis and mathematical calculations as like a Power BI. So we are having the data analytics tools with the R programming part that will be started by September 1st. It will be end by September 30. If you are interested, so please go through ahead, just keep the message in chat box and you will get it. That's all for today. Nihala, thank you. Menaka, thank you. Manmeet, thank you. If I downloaded model from the Hugging Face, they write the same code in a Python or IDE. Yes, actually make the launch of application instead of this website based on the API key. So that's fine. What are you trying to say, the Manmeet? Actually from the Hugging Face, what are you taking? No, that is about the keyword. For example, you can see if you are installing the torch library means, so the torch you are loading after installation into the programming part, right? Like that, because of the transformers you are loading that particular inbuilt pre-trained model files of the LLM from the Hugging Face. If you are loading that files to the coding part means that is the because of the transformers. You can go through with the offline setup tools for that, and there you can create with the open API key based. It's not only enough for the online purpose. Why I have taken the online purpose means having the inbuilt options, so it doesn't need that much of installation process more compared with the offline. So only for the temporary purpose, right? That's purpose I have taken the online purpose. So for the permanent purpose you can take offline process like Anaconda Navigator. You can take there you can use the Jupyter notebook. Okay, like that you can take. Even in VS Code also you can open and you can check for it, no problem. Okay, or the colors of the text blue, violet, red, etc. Actually that is about based on the designing part here, that's it. If you are opening Google Colab, it will show some different colors based on the inbuilt keywords or based on it just highlighting something. So like that in Jupyter notebook also it can highlight something like that. That is correct only, Tony Cloud. Okay, so next one Samira. Thank you madam, thank you. Thank you to all, thanks for joining for the class. Hope you enjoyed the session. Please stay for the next class tomorrow and after tomorrow. Let's see the final decision and final day with some particular application. Just wait for the capstone, then we will see two type of capstones or at least one at the end of the day. Kumar, thank you. Mohan, thank you. Thank you all. Thanks to all people. Thanks for joining the class here. Ma'am, in the Jupyter notebook, why do you have to first install and then download? Have to first install and then all. Yeah, in the same manner only. Yeah, how you are using the collab? No, in the same manner you are using in Jupyter notebook also. But there also having the same option. You have to do the installation in Jupyter notebook or command prompt what exactly you are having. There you have to do. That's all for today. Thank you. Just please keep the message, no problem.